still a superb season for them. No one would have expected them to be this good, to sell out that many seats, because next year, I mean, the expectation's even going to be higher, which is good. I think there's pressure now on this club to succeed, and that's going to be really hard. You know, the fans, if they're real fans, they're going to get on this club next season.
I mean, looking forward, dude, Atlanta might have a little murky of a future. Well, when it comes to their players, hopefully they bring in better, nice players, but Almiron might be gone.
Well, they're going to have a huge cash flow. Go spend some money.
I feel like a lot of players are going to leave. But I mean,
if you're somebody abroad, would you not say Atlanta's on your destination?
I'd say honestly they would be, because you have Tata and you have that great atmosphere, nice city to live in.
I mean, it's a huge city and traffic sucks, but that's anywhere else in America.
And then you see Almiron, if he leaves and the potential he has to go somewhere, all of a sudden you're gonna have someone knocking on your door saying, "Hey, I want to play in MLS."
Yeah, Martinez too. You know, so I agree. From Columbus's perspective, what a game! Save the crew. Going back to a club is, if they don't sell out the stadium, shame on them. They deserve to. The club deserves to be relocated.
Actually, on that note, I'm actually traveling to Austin this weekend, and I'm actually going to interview some of the supporters groups, the supporter group that's in Austin, that's kind of fueling the MLS to Austin discussion in the Austin area. So,
shameless plug.
Be on the lookout for that. But no, Columbus, man, Columbus's team is really good, not really talked about. With the whole Austin crew, this, that, I mean, we've talked about, I think they're already gone. But let Columbus win an MLS Cup, or let's, I mean, it would be awesome to see Columbus win an MLS Cup, to be honest.
It'd be awesome.
And they would host it if they moved out. If they moved on, they would host it. So it would be great. It'd be fun. Great. It's awesome for it's awesome for the crowd. Awesome for the team. The team had motivation coming in, saying the league doesn't want us here. No one wants us here, but we're gonna move on and screw them anyway. And tactically, the Kakuta Mane coming on was a brilliant substitution by Berhalter. I mean, people question it. They took off Justin Miram, but he was great. And then you look around and, man, I was at a loss for words of how good they played, because they played outstanding. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, because Columbus is a great MLS team. But I mean,
Stefan stood on his head, and
it was so good a game, like shit.
It was a really good game, and it was well worth our 120 minutes. You know, I could not turn away from the game. It was that open. My criticism is Atlanta's schedule at the end. I think it was too many games.
It was grueling, dude.
It was grueling. Too many games in a short amount of time. And then when the playoff comes around, and you could just tell they weren't 100% fit. You know,
they were gassed.
They were just gassed. Almiron wasn't there. You know, you could just tell players left and right just stretching, and it was kind of like, oh, where's the finish line? Where's that finish line? Where's that finish line? That's all they were searching for. Meanwhile, Columbus was able to sit there and go, hold on, let's do this. Like it seemed at times Columbus were more motivated to win than the Atlanta United, and I think they were just too tired.
Columbus, I thought, was the better team for most of the game.
Yeah, well, tactically it was awesome. It was a fantastic game. So the 67,000 at Atlanta, 14,000 in Houston.
Can we not talk about that game, please?
It was awful. Boring.
That game was terrible to watch. The field's destroyed. You watch that game, that field is destroyed, completely destroyed. It looks terrible. The game was itself terrible. But credit to Houston, these are MLS playoff games. We said SKC could win it by...
Well, they screwed themselves by not getting a higher seed.
Yeah, they did. And we said that SKC would be the better team offensively. They could gruel out a win, but
yeah,
it was Houston. Houston was better. Houston, I think, was a better team. And Albert Velez with the goal. Vicente Sanchez. Can we just talk about him for a quick second?
Yes.
This guy's 38 years old. coming off as a super sub, he killed Dallas when he was in Dallas, and he comes on, creates an opportunity. I think goes past Madronda and gets the ball to at least the scores. I mean, this guy is 38 years old, and he's a key player for the Dynamo.
It's amazing. Sanchez
what?
Sanchez had 4 assists in a 3-game week.
I don't know what's going on, but Wilmer Cabrera, with what he's done with Vicente Sanchez, with Cubo Torres, with that front line, I'm telling you, Houston's is a really fun team to watch. With that front three they have with Cubo, Kyoto, and Torres. I don't think they've been starting together, but I mean, overall, like that front three is really fun to watch. And I mean, like I said, Vicente Sanchez off the bench he's been incredible. Like he's been incredible. And you had your boy Senderos play, Steve.
Yeah, representing the Swiss. He started.
Yeah, he had a nice game. And
leadership. I mean, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It looks like a good signing after all. It's good for Houston that they move on. They'll be taking on Portland.
Oh yeah. So what else happened in that game? Like I was mentioning, was that Beasler and Zusi were just booed for the whole game.
Oh yeah,
the whole game.
Booing. Really?
The whole game. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think this is good. This is good. Question is, are we gonna boo Kellen Acosta or somebody like that? Are we gonna boo the young guys if they were to play? I know this is irrelevant, but
I think the booing is just reserved for the older guys.
Yeah.
I think that was a rationale that Atlanta United fans gave. Said these guys are leaders, they're veterans, and then you're not going to boo Christian Pulisic. But
hell no, he's the only reason why you have hope.
I guess the rationale of the fans are these guys are leaders, they're veterans, and they screw us, and then, they screwed us, so let's boo them. I don't know.
Anyway, Seattle traveling to Vancouver on Sunday. Monday, you have Toronto traveling to the Red Bulls. Portland in Houston. So you'll have a fascinating game there. Houston, Portland. I'm actually really curious to see how Portland react with Diego Valeri and an expectation now to succeed. These home teams, I feel like, have a real advantage because the higher seed has to travel.
And they can set the tone.
Yes. They can set the tone. They could try to take it to, look at Dallas. I always like to use Dallas as an example. In 10 minutes, their season fell apart last year in the playoffs.
Yep.
So there's that. NYCFC going to Columbus. Columbus, you better sell out that stadium. There should not be, everybody should be standing 90 minutes long, 90 minutes before the game, 90 minutes after the game.
We won't have to stand. We can sit down.
You know what I mean. Seattle, lucky for them, they don't have to travel that far north. They're going to Vancouver, so for them it's a home game. Lucky for them, they don't have to go
too far.
Portland. I think, yeah. MLS playoffs. Last question before we move on to the Keaton Parks interview. Not good so far, and I think they need to take a look. If we're done talking about change in MLS, it's time to take a look at these MLS playoffs and reformat them.
Yeah, but I don't like the ideas that are coming out. If you're going to put so much stock in the playoffs, all of a sudden you're going to make it like a round-robin affair. I don't like it. I don't like the idea that's coming out. I don't think a lot of people like the idea. I think it should stay a two-leg. But if anything, they should cut down the teams or something like that.
How about you shorten the regular season maybe by a couple of weeks? For 2 weeks. Take 2 games off. You keep the same amount. You play 1 versus 6. There's a no bye, and you just move on. Or you know what you do, Armand? You do my idea. You do what you do in the Champions League.
Oh my gosh!
The balls. You put them in pots. Bing, bing, bing. That would be so much cooler.
This guy, man.
Tweet at me.
That's all he's talking about. No, that's all he's talking about.
Tweet at us or at Uncle Sam, and if you agree, do you want to see the pots? Because I do. I think it would be so much cooler.
I don't want to sit pots. I don't want to sit pots.
You don't.
Stop, okay. Steven, please. You put this idea on my head for the last 20 days.
Good idea.
Whatever.
Remember, good ideas often are irrational until you realize that it's a good idea.
Okay.
Anyway, up next, Dallas native Keaton Parks.
Show today is a Texas native who is currently playing at Benfica B and was actually called up to US U20 camp prior to the 2017 U20 World Cup. Keaton Parks. Hey Keaton, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're
Good,
doing
good.
great. Thanks for taking the time to join us. Busy man over there in
Yeah,
Portugal, huh?
yeah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How's the current season going on?
It's going well. We are in sixth place, I think, in the second league, and we've been playing well. We've been getting wins. We're having a good season. We're had some injuries along the way with some players, but overall, we've been doing well, training hard, and getting results.
I want to go back to your roots because growing up in Texas, it's such a hotbed for obviously the other sports. You know, football, basketball, baseball. Why'd you end up playing soccer and pursuing over the other sports?
Well, the main reason I would say is because I was better at soccer than other sports, but I also liked it more. I grew up playing baseball and basketball as well, and I even played a little bit of American football in middle school, but I was never as good at those sports. And also, both of my parents grew up playing soccer as kids and stuff. I never played professionally, but they always played soccer as well. So I grew up watching a lot of soccer and just being involved with soccer. So yeah, it was my favorite sport growing up.
Did you watch a lot of soccer growing up, Keaton? I mean, when we talked to certain players, they didn't have soccer available, but at our age, I think we have more soccer available at our hands. So did you watch a lot of soccer growing up?
Um, I watched more than the average person, but no, I didn't. I actually didn't enjoy watching soccer as much as because I always wanted to be playing. So I would watch like a first half of a game, and then I would get bored and go outside and play or do something else because I always wanted to be. I'd rather be playing than watching. So like whenever I was watching, it made me mad because I wanted to be playing instead. So I actually didn't watch as much as like I think I should have because I could have learned a lot from watching soccer growing up. But
Mm.
no, I actually didn't watch as much as you would think.
What was your favorite sport growing? It was soccer. It was playing soccer, but what about watching? If you,
um, yeah, so I really enjoy still to this day. So I enjoy watching basketball and American football a lot. I mean, like they're just fun to watch, and basketball especially. I love playing basketball as well. But now, or especially now, I enjoy watching a lot of soccer and learn. Like I like to watch and learn from the best players in the world.
hmm hmm
So, but growing up, I think I would say I liked watching basketball and American football more than soccer.
So once you started playing soccer, you started playing well at Frisco Liberty High School. You also were playing well for your club team, Liverpool. And then you had the conventional offer of, going to SMU and going to college, but you chose the route where you play with the MPSL Liverpool side, and then with your coach, were able to go try out in Portugal and get a spot on a team. Did people judge you differently for I guess judge but did people judge you differently for not choosing SMU and going professional? Because in USA the conventional route is for athletes in high school to go to college, but overseas it's you go straight to the first team or you start trying to get playing time at that age. So what did people say to you throughout that process?
I would say for the most part, people were surprised just because it was a different route than the average player takes in the USA. So I had SMU as a plan. I committed to SMU to go there in 2015. But yeah, I always grew up wanting to play professional soccer, and I knew that, and I always wanted to play in Europe. So when the opportunity rose, I mean, like I had to take it. Thinking going back and thinking in 2015 when I had to choose between coming here and going to college, I did like weigh the options, but overall, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to play professionally here, and people were sort of confused about it, I guess, because they didn't know about it. They didn't know what it was like to come here at such a young age or to try to pursue professional soccer in Europe. So yeah, I mean, but people didn't judge me. They didn't think it was a bad decision or anything. They just didn't know. So
Look,
yeah.